Hello, hello, hello.
Hi.
I was wondering what was going on.
Finally, I
I
see
know,
you.
right?
Hi. How are you
Yeah,
doing?
hi. I'm fine. How are you?
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Nice,
Okay.
nice. Do you want us to wait a bit?
Yes,
Maybe
I
like
think
five
so.
minutes? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So more people
Yeah,
can
okay.
join.
Yeah, yeah. So, I know we've had this chat before, but just for the benefit of benefit of our audience, can you tell us the story behind breastfeeding NG?
Ah, yes, I can.
Mm.
Funny thing, I told this story like 3 times yesterday. I'm getting
Oh
tired of
wow.
telling it already.
I'm sure you're perfecting it now. You can say it if I wake you up from your sleep, you'll be able to like.
I can. I can.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, breastfeeding NG started with this boy here.
Oh, he's sleeping.
Yeah, he's sleeping. He always sleeps on my chest. If not, he won't sleep.
Chai.
Ah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so breastfeeding NG. Mm, okay, you guys, everyone knows I'm a pharmacist, right? I'm a pharmacist, if you don't know.
Okay.
So I actually studied breastfeeding in school. We had a course, physiology, from 200 level. So it was like a very, very important course. We studied the physiology and anatomy of breastfeeding. So, now when I was pregnant, I was like, I'm a pro. I don't need to know anything.
Yeah.
I don't need to read up on anything. I know how it works. Prolactin signals milk production, oxytocin signals milk release, and then baby will suck now. End of story. But unfortunately, it didn't work out that way for me at all. And it was such a huge shock. It was such a huge, huge shock. So when I had my son, I had a bit of a delay, about 3 days. That wasn't even a problem for me because, of course, colostrum, there was a lot of colostrum, so it wasn't a problem. So I was so eager to breastfeed. Funny enough, my mom, a week before, she kept telling me that I should just buy formula just in case. And I was like, no, I'm a pharmacist, exclusive breastfeeding.
Got this. I
WHO
got this.
said, I know, right? Ah, thank God. Because remembering it now, still, I don't know. Anyway,
It was a lot of pressure
it
for
was,
you.
it was a lot of pressure. My mom breastfed all five of us. So there was no choice of you're not going to breastfeed though, it's formula. And besides, because of what I knew as well, I didn't want to I didn't want to supplement with formula. I wanted to breastfeed exclusively. And I'd even already said, oh, I'm going to breastfeed for 2 years. Because I thought it was beans now. The baby would just, now, you took the breast in the mouth and he would just feed. So time to breastfeed came. We tried. The first day, because I had a CS, I was really drug induced. I was so sleepy. My mom was the one holding him to my breast. So
Nice.
I really didn't know what was going on. By the second day, I woke up with sore nipples. And then the nurses, all my mom, my aunties, everybody said, oh, it's normal, that within 2 weeks that it will go. And we had a lactation nurse at the hospital, funny enough.
Please, what
But of
hospital
course,
is this?
no, it's not in Nigeria.
Oh,
It's not in Nigeria.
okay. Okay. Okay.
Not in Nigeria.
Lactation not. Okay. Okay.
Don't worry. I'm very sure a lot of people are going to keep up with the
Going
trend
to.
now.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Very
important.
soon, Nigeria is going to be filled with lactation nurses because
Yeah.
they are so essential. So I went home after I got discharged. By the fourth day, I had bleeding, cracked nipples. It
Wow.
was terrible. Oh my God. It was bad. It was really, really bad. Every time he would try to latch, I would hold something so tightly. because I didn't want to scream out. It was
Wow.
so painful. Oh
Wow.
my
And then
god.
you had your the scar from the cesarean as
Exactly. I
well
was
to
in
contend
so
with.
much pain. I was
Jeez.
in so much pain.
Wow.
Ah, no. I don't even like to remember
Oh my
it.
god.
I was in so much pain. Physically, emotionally, the lack of sleep. I wasn't prepared for it at
And
all.
everything
I
that you
remember
had
there was
planned out
exactly.
in breastfeeding.
I
Was
remember
the
there was a
cesarean, was
night.
it elective or was it an emergency?
No, it was elective. He was
Okay, all right.
breech, so
Okay,
it
all
was
right, all right,
elective.
all right, all right. Okay.
I remember there was a night that I had a migraine from everything. Like I was done. I was tired. Like I didn't even want to try again. And because I was in Nigeria, I was trying to save money. I was trying to
And don't
save
worry,
money.
don't worry. I know the deal, man. I know the deal.
But then I told my mom, I was like, no, I'm going to close my eyes and pay this money. We need to find a
Yeah.
lactation consultant. So eventually I did. And it turned out, knowledge is power. It turned out I was just,
Honestly, honestly.
it turned out I wasn't positioning him right. Like he wasn't latching on properly. It was like magic. Within 30 minutes,
You
this
were
boy
good to
is
go.
talking, oh, no pain, nothing, nothing. What's going on? I
What's
was
happening?
I was amazed. I was like, wow, are you for real? And that was it. I started reading, doing research. I joined so many mom groups on Facebook. Like my whole life was breastfeeding from there. Although I didn't start breastfeeding NG then, but I was just reading a lot. And I was seeing so many women that were also struggling with this same thing. And I just thought to myself, okay, I'm here in a country where people have access to health. They have insurance, there's no they don't have to think about money and all of that.
Yeah.
And there are millions of women back at home who don't have this support. They're
Yeah.
just under pressure to breastfeed like it's easy.
And
I,
then
as a
they're not
medical
getting the right
professional,
info.
exactly, they're not getting the right info, they're not getting the right support. And I just thought to myself, if I could only save one woman from this pain that I went through, I would sleep happy, honestly. And that was it. I got back home after 6 months because I couldn't do anything for the first 6 months. I started with the Facebook group. So you guys can check my
Okay.
Facebook group, Breastfeeding NG. I've
Okay.
not really been keeping up with it, though, but I plan to. I
Okay.
started with it in November. I don't know, I'm just not an Instagram person. But
Yeah.
then my friends kept encouraging me that there are a lot of women on Instagram too who need this help and
Yeah.
everything. So on February 28th, I started breastfeeding NG on Instagram, and it has been such a ride. Oh my
Wow.
god, it has been such a ride,
Wow.
honestly, and I've
Wow.
enjoyed every single bit of it. Like I'll
Oh,
wake up in the middle of the night and see messages from women thanking me, asking me questions, and I'll happily answer. Me that I can sleep for Africa. Hmm.
is
And
a
I'll
lie, yo.
happily
She's lying. She wakes up by 4 a.m. today, 3 a.m. to make cookies and harass her neighbors.
Well, honestly, it's been such a joy to help other women through this journey. It's been such a joy to hold another woman and say, you can push through this. You just need the right tools, you just need support, you just need the right information, and you can breastfeed to your heart's content. And that's it. And
Awesome.
honestly, I'm grateful. I'm overjoyed.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you so much.
And I'm so glad. I'm so glad you invited me. Thank you.
Awesome.
Okay,
I
so we
missed you.
have up
You
to
were
5 people now.
sorry. What did you say?
I said I think we have up to five
Okay.
people live
Yeah.
now. So
Yeah. Yeah. We do.
thanks.
Okay. So now where do you want to start with? Where do we start with? Okay. You did a post on breastfeeding and postpartum hemorrhage.
Mm-hmm.
So what's that all about?
Okay. Postpartum hemorrhage.
Uh-oh, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. So I said postpartum hemorrhage is not the normal bleeding that you find after delivery. So for most women after delivery, there's a 6 week period where there is vaginal bleeding. In the case of postpartum hemorrhage, it's excessive vaginal bleeding. So you won't
Yeah.
even be discharged from the hospital in most cases. It's
Mm-hmm.
usually because there is a problem with the placenta or something. So it's excessive bleeding. It could be up to one
500.
pint or two,
Mm-hmm.
exact 500 mils or a
More
thousand
than
mils of
500.
blood. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
you won't even be able to leave the hospital. It will be so bad. You'll be dizzy. You'll be anemic. You won't be able to do anything. And the way it affects breastfeeding is that once your placenta comes out, that is when your body signals the production. It signals your body to produce hormones for breastfeeding. So
Okay.
it's the removal of the placenta that tells your body, oh, baby is out and he needs to
Yeah.
eat. So if
Yeah.
there's a problem with that, then breastfeeding is going to be delayed. And
Yeah.
usually, if you do not initiate breastfeeding in the first 1 hour after birth, it usually leads to long-term complications. You might have low supply, baby might not be able to latch properly. So you really
Yeah.
want to maximize that 1 hour, the
Yeah.
first 1 hour after birth.
Yeah.
So in cases where there is severe postpartum hemorrhage, then breastfeeding is impeded. So
Yeah.
it needs to be sorry,
Yeah. It's
it needs
fine.
to be managed by a medical team. You need to be uh, you might need some blood transfusion. Just ensure that um like you're in a competent hospital where they can
Yeah.
manage it. And then
Yeah.
afterwards, try to see a lactation consultant so you can sort out breastfeeding. Most women who suffer from postpartum hemorrhage still go on to breastfeed successfully for
Yeah.
years, for as long as they
Yeah.
want to. So it's not a lifelong problem as long as you get the right help and the right knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to add that breastfeeding also, while we breastfeed, the hormone that makes the milk come out, that's oxytocin. It also
Oxytocin,
helps to contract the womb.
the
So
womb,
that,
yes.
yes,
But that
yes. So
that's for the normal vaginal bleeding, not for
yeah,
hemorrhage. It helps
yeah,
breastfeeding helps
yeah,
to
yeah,
reduce the normal vaginal bleeding because you're
yeah.
bleeding because your uterus is trying to go back to its normal
But it
pre-pregnancy
can't.
size. Exactly. So when you breastfeed, oxytocin is released. And when
Yeah.
oxytocin is released, it signals your womb to contract. And
Mm-hmm.
just think of let me see, what example can I use? Like when you squeeze a towel, a wet
Mm-hmm.
towel,
Mm-hmm.
when it's wet, it expands. When it's dry, it compresses. So that's the way it is. So the more it contracts, the more it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And that's why you have the 6 week period where they ask you not to do anything stressful, not to
Yeah.
exactly don't have sex and all of that, no exercise. Because it usually takes the ovary, the uterus, sorry, usually takes the uterus 6 weeks to go back to its normal size. And
Yeah.
breastfeeding can make that shorter. So that's another reason why you should breastfeed.
Why you breastfeed? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, now, what are the foods that you have discussed? I mean, online you see all things like fenugreek and blah blah blah, things that we don't have here, have to be imported. What are the things that we have around us that
In
can help
Nigeria,
breastfeed?
right?
Yes, yes.
I had this same issue when I was trying to up my supply. Every time you Google, you find things that are not native to Nigeria. And the reality is that most of these people have invested money to try
Research.
and find out exactly research, and we haven't. So you find that when you go online, you find oats, you find fenugreek, blessed thistle, things like things that you don't even know where to get them from.
Mm-hmm.
But we actually have some of them in Nigeria. Like I've done a
Mm-hmm.
bit of a research.
Mm-hmm.
So number one, oats is common now. Everybody
Yeah.
has oats, whether it's quick. instant oats or rolled oats. Oats is very, very, very good for milk supply.
Yeah.
Take a In fact, for every new mom, you should take a bowl of oatmeal every single morning for the first 6 weeks. I always recommend it because the first 6 weeks is when your supply is established, and you want to ensure that you're maximizing that time, bond with
Yeah.
baby, skin to skin, all of that. So oats is very, very essential. Rich in fiber, low calories, keeps you full. So you don't have to eat so much. Number two is pap. Honestly, it works. I know a lot of
Yeah.
people say it doesn't
No,
work for them.
no, it works for me, Sha. It works for
It
me.
works for me
But
too. Me, I'm just not a pap person, but
but
it
is
works.
it the fact that it is a lot of fluid in the pap, or
I
is
don't
it
think
the
so.
consequence of the pap?
What I've found, pap is made from millets, right? I think.
You can make it. You don't want to know what I put inside my pap. My pap is guinea corn, millet, maize. Sometimes I put soya beans inside it. As you
Are
don't
you for
even, you
real?
don't want to go there.
It's not the fluid, it's the
Mm,
content.
mm,
Because I also found that fura. Do you know what
okay.
fura is?
Yeah.
Fura also increases breast milk production,
Okay.
and I think it's millet as well. I think it's a grain.
Okay. What's the
And
color of
oats,
the grain? Is it gray?
honestly, I don't know.
Okay.
I
All
don't
right.
know. Who knows what
Okay.
fura is here? Please help us.
Anybody knows what fura is made out of?
I think it's millet. I
Okay.
think it's
Okay.
millet.
What
I think
about
it's millet.
kunu?
Kunu also helps with breast milk
Okay.
production. I was just going to say
Okay.
that. Now,
Okay.
pap, kunu, and fura, the three
Okay.
things.
Someone says it's millet.
It's
Quintessential
millet.
says it's millet. Okay.
Kunu is also
Mm-hmm.
millet. Kunu is millet as well.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
know people make pap from millet too. So
Yeah.
I, the one thing that I have found in common with all three is that it's a grain. They're all grains. Oats is also a
Okay.
grain.
Yeah.
So I would say, I haven't done my research, but I would say
Okay.
that grains are good for breast milk production. Even
Okay.
oats, no one knows how it works. Like it doesn't increase the level of hormones in your body or anything, but it works. Some women don't respond to oats. They try another thing and then it works. But millet works. Fura, kunu. In fact, someone told me about fermented kunu. I really don't know what that is. But she told me that in her tribe, when they give
Mm.
birth, that they give them
Mm.
fermented kunu and they will
Mm-hmm.
be engorged for weeks. So you guys can try that too. I've never tried it. I'm not a fan
Okay.
of pura kunu and pap. So you
Have
can try
you
that as well.
for well, in my tribe we tend to, when a woman gives birth, there's this thing they call jiminyoku, which is like a pepper soup with
Mm.
all sorts of herbs inside, and then yam, and then you're supposed to drink it. I mean, it's a meal, sha, but it's quite watery. um
Okay.
there's a herb in it, right? I think it's uda, that they always say if you're pregnant don't take it because I think it can induce contractions.
There is a herb I
So
know in Yoruba land that
yeah.
is also like that. I think it's
What's it
called
called?
Ewe Bom Bom. That's what they
Ewe
call it.
bobo. Okay.
Yes. And if you go to people that sell herbs,
Yeah.
in Yoruba they're called Awalagbo.
What does
If
it
you
look
tell,
like?
I'll have to find out.
Okay. Okay.
But I
Okay.
know
Okay.
that
Okay.
I know that herb sellers they use it for people if you deliver in a TBA, that's in a traditional birth attendant. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you deliver there, they will give it to you. Oh yeah, someone is saying tiger nuts and dates also increase supply.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Quintessential.
think
Let's
tiger
scan
nuts
that.
is also they use it for fura as well. So yeah, she's
Mm.
probably right.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay.
So there are a lot of options. My only problem with herbs is that they're not standardized. You
Yeah.
don't know all that they contain.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you're going to use in just be cautious. Be cautious.
Or
And there
at
are
least
other
whatever it
options.
is you're drinking at home, whatever it is, make it at home. Don't go outside
Exactly.
to buy
Exactly.
stuff. Just
Exactly.
just do it in your house. Yeah.
Garlic and ginger also help with supply.
Oh,
Surprise.
really? Wow.
Yes.
As in what form? Sprinkles or
You can grate it.
okay.
A whole clove of garlic and a thumb of
Okay.
ginger. Grate it,
Okay.
just put it in a glass, fill it up with warm water, and take it every morning.
Yeah.
It helps.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Oh, fenugreek is available in the north. Really?
Wow.
I didn't know that.
Wow.
I didn't
Wow.
know that.
Sorry, please, what is it called traditionally? Quintessential? What's it called?
I didn't know that. Anyway, so
Wow.
garlic and ginger helps.
Okay.
So you can even use it to cook, and it will help. This other spice, cumin. Cumin helps
Yeah.
as well.
Okay. Okay.
Cumin helps. So you can use
Okay.
that to cook. But it's better if you take them alone instead of, because
Mm-hmm.
once you heat, you reduce the activity. So
Potency.
if you exactly. So if you take them alone, it's better. So
Okay.
those are the locally available products that you can use to increase your milk supply. But I am sure of oats. Oats works. It works like pap works too. Pap
Yeah.
works a lot. Fura works. I
No.
don't know. I think it works. I didn't try that one personally, but I've had a
Mm-hmm.
lot of testimonies from women who say it works. And
Mm.
of course, water. Breast milk is 88% water, so you want to ensure that you're taking at least 3 liters of water every day. So water
Okay.
is also essential for your supply. If you are dehydrated, you're you're not going to be producing as much. So
And
you're
also,
trying to
if you're
take a lot of
exhausted,
water.
sleep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Stress. There's so
Yeah.
many factors that influence your milk supply. It's not easy. Women are always stressed, but just try. Just
I think
try.
it's all about just zoning out, compartmentalizing, and the pressures.
Something to do, honestly. There'll always be something to do. But
Yeah.
just try. Try as much as possible to get at least 6 hours. It doesn't have to be straight, 6 hours straight. You can
Yeah.
sleep two now. In 4 hours, sleep another two. Just ensure that you're getting like 6 hours daily.
Yeah.
Just try.
Yeah. And at least let people allow other people to feed your baby for you. Express and then
Yeah. And don't be afraid to ask for help. I see a
yes.
lot of women complaining that they're doing. I'm guilty of this too, to be honest. So I'm not free. Complaining that your husbands don't help. But have you asked? Sometimes they just don't know that you need help. They just
Yeah.
feel like you can. Ah, my wife is a superwoman now. She
Mm-hmm.
can do it. She doesn't need my help.
Or
Ask
sometimes
first.
people like me, some of us when we ask someone to do something for us, we hover. They're like, you're not doing
Ah,
that right. Please
perfectionist.
give it to me.
Accept help. If they'll
Yeah.
do it anyhow, they will shall do it for you. Take the help, please, so you can rest.
Yeah.
You can't do
So
it all on your own. It takes a village.
it takes a village. And I think we are losing our villages gradually, eh?
Ah, my mother-in-law left me when my son was 8 weeks. It wasn't funny because she had to return back to her business.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
and I'm sure some people don't even have any help at all.
No, no. Because our mothers are retiring later and later now.
Later, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I can't even
So
drop my baby at my mom's place for the weekends. She will send me back. She'll send me back.
I was going to ask you, like, since you brought up the challenge of letting other people breastfeed, so about expressing milk, especially for people who have to go back to work. How can we build up our supply? Build up a stash, sorry, of milk. Several questions. How do we build up a stash? I mean, practically, and then how do we store? How do we store?
I love that you said practically because when
Because
you go online, you
all sorts of
see, oh, praise the breast milk. Hello, is that light in Nigeria?
excuse me. Yeah.
But anyway, there's a way to do that. The thing is, what I usually advise for women, if
Mm.
you are, for example, if you have 3 months maternity leave, I always encourage that you start to build your stash 2 months before you resume. And the reason is because challenges, and you'll be better equipped later when you have to resume. Because if it's when you resume that you're facing the challenges of NEPA, the milk defrosting, you'll be more likely to give up than if you had started way back.
Yeah.
For example, I had a client, she called me when her baby was 6 weeks, and I told her to start building her stash right away. About 3 weeks later, she called me and told me they didn't have lights for like 3 days. And so all the milk has melted.
That's it. Was
And,
in the freezer.
yeah, it was in the freezer, but she placed it at the top of the
Okay.
freezer.
Okay.
So all the milk had melted, and she wanted to know if she could still give him. And sadly, I had to tell her that after 24 hours, once the milk has melted, after 24 hours, you have to discard the rest.
Yeah.
So the good thing for her is that she still has 1 month to prepare. So she knows what to do in case that happens.
Yeah.
Now, for if you want to start your milk stash, the first thing to do is to try and calculate how much your baby takes per feed.
Okay.
So you need to start expressing now. For
Mm-hmm.
example, if your baby takes 100 meals per feed
Yeah.
and you'll be away for 12 hours. Let's say she eats
Every
every two
hours.
hours.
Okay.
So that's like 6 times. Now 6 times 100 is 600 meals.
Yeah.
So you know that okay, a baby has to take 600 meals every day. But
Mm-hmm.
also think at the back of your head that okay, what if when the person that is handing the milk mistakenly spills it or something? So
Mm-hmm.
add one more, add 100 more. So that's 700 meals, just in
Okay.
case. We're in
Okay.
Nigeria.
Yeah.
Just in case, 700 meals. So now that you have a number and you know how long you're going to be away for, you before you start work, I would say you should build up 2 weeks worth of milk. So that would be 700 times 14 days. That's how long is that?
700 times 14. That's 2800. Abi?
Ah,
Oh, what am I
I'm
saying? No,
I'm
no, no.
forgetting.
14 days. Sorry. In 24 hours. In each day, you'd need 700. Yeah?
Yes,
700 times 14.
7,000. I think it's 9,800. I
Okay.
think it's 9,800.
Okay.
Anyway, whatever figure it is,
Yeah.
just write it down and say, okay, this is what I have to build before I resume.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually recommend that mothers buy, working moms, 9 to 5 moms, that they get storage bags instead of bottles because they are more economical. The storage bags come in 100 pieces. The bottles come in I think 12.
Yeah. Yeah. That's like,
So
okay, depending on the branch. Yeah. Anyway.
yeah, depending on the brand.
Mm-hmm.
But they usually come in boxes of 100.
Yes, the
So
that
you
yeah,
have,
Lance, they have 50, they have 25, they have 100, but I think it's cheaper to get 100.
yeah,
The 100
it's
bag.
cheaper, more economical to get 100.
And it saves
So,
space
and
also. Bags.
I was just about to say that the bags save space. They make thawing the milk easier. So it's better you get the bag instead of the bottles. And then the clean up and everything. Everything is just easier with the bag.
Yeah.
So try to get the bag. Now, if you have a freezer like mine that has pepper and meat and everything else,
Ingredients.
get a bucket. Get a bucket, or there's this margarine bucket. It's very big. Put it at
Mm-hmm.
the bottom of your freezer. So even when NEPA takes light, you have a game plan. You know
Yeah.
that, oh, I need to switch on the gen for so hours.
Yeah.
Or I can move the whole bucket to someone else's place
Yeah.
and free. So you have a game plan. So it's not like When it's at the bottom of the freezer, it won't thaw as fast. It won't defrost as fast as if it's at the top.
Yeah.
So place it at the bottom of the freezer, label the bucket breast milk so no one opens it. So
Yeah.
you can lie them flat instead of standing. When you lie flat, it takes less space. 7,800 mils will be 78 bags. It's 100 mils, right? The bag comes in 100 mils.
Well, someone just said his Medela is 200, and then I know that Lancino is about 140 mils. 140
Oh,
mils. That's
okay.
yeah. You don't fill it past a particular point so that it doesn't spill.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
But
whatever quantity it comes in, just calculate work with what you have.
mm,
Have an estimate of how much you need to pump, and then spread it out. You don't have to pump every 2 hours if you are starting 2 months before. You can
yeah.
just pump 100 mils every day. 100 mils every day for 2 months is 6,000 mils. So let's say twice a day.
Mm-hmm.
And the best time to pump is first thing in the morning. That's when your milk
That
production
is
is the best.
true. That is true. That's
First
true.
thing in
That's
the
true.
morning. If
I
you
can
wake up
attest
by
to that
five,
one.
if you wake up by 5 and you pump, the difference is so much from when you are stressed and when you just get back from work and you're so stressed, you might not even get anything. So try to optimize that time in the morning while you're at home and there isn't so much for you to do.
Yeah.
So
Well,
pump first thing in the
that's if
morning
you're
and then
with
late at
that's
night.
if you're with other people. That's if there are people
True,
there.
Sha. True. Okay, yeah, labeling is key.
Yeah.
True. Label it to write the breast milk
The date,
and
the
write
date,
the date that
the
you
date it was
exactly.
pumped.
So
Because I
it's
think
first
the one in the
in,
freezer.
first out. What?
Sorry, finish what you want to say. I was going to say in
Okay.
terms of how long it stays in the fridge and but finish what you want to say.
Yeah, I'm still going to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's first in, first out. The milk you pumped first is coming out first. The milk you pumped first is what you use
Use
first.
first, yeah.
So in case anything happens, so just that's how you build your milk stash. Try to start 2 months before. I know it's a lot of work. I hate pumping so much, but you have to do it anyway if you want to enjoy the benefits of breast milk for your child. You have
Yeah.
to put in the work. It's not easy, but
Yeah.
we're mothers. We try to do the best for our kids.
Yeah.
So if it's in the freezer, it can last. If the
Six
freezer is
months.
frozen, yeah, 6 to 12 months. It's in the freezer, and the freezer is working well. People are not opening it all the time. Like there's a lot of ice block at the bottom of the freezer where the bucket is. It can last 6 to 12 months. So you really need to be checking all the time. NEPA
Yeah.
is not reliable, so you have to keep checking. Is the ice at the bottom of the freezer still there? As long
Yeah.
as it's there, you can open the bucket too and check the bag and see that everything is okay. Keep checking, please, so all your liquid gold doesn't waste.
Yeah.
Please. If
There's
it's in the
another.
fridge,
Yeah. I was
if
just
it's in
going
the
to add.
fridge, okay. No, say what you want to say.
So yeah, before I forget, I put an ice pack inside the container that I put my milk in. So that ice pack is frozen. If there's no light and the freezer is defrosting, it gives me some more time. You know, the ice pack,
Yeah,
I can
true,
keep the milk with ice pack for 24 hours. Abi?
true, true.
Yeah, so
Yes.
it gives me more time so I can put if I'm
You
putting the
can
gel
have
on
another
it.
plan, a backup plan. You
Yes,
can either switch on your
yes,
gen or you can
yes,
transfer the
yes,
milk to someone else's freezer. So
yeah.
for example, if it happened to me, I'll just transfer to my aunt's place. My aunt lives 3 houses away from me. I'll
Okay.
just transfer there. So have someone close by that that you can count on when anything happens. To
Yeah.
just pack some of your milk and put it there, and then ensure that the person also the knows to check the milk so it doesn't thaw. So if you're going to store your milk in the fridge, it can't last for more than 24 hours, and that's even in a fridge that is on 24/7, not a fridge that is on 10 hours a day.
Not a
I would
Nigerian
say
fridge.
no, not a Nigerian fridge at all. When you Google, you have to think that where these recommendations are from it's from a country where they have constant electricity. You cannot apply those rules here. It's not possible.
Yeah.
When you if you check for, like, if you express milk and leave it on the shelf, if you check online, you'll find 4 to 6 hours. I would say 2 to 4 hours, honestly, because
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh really? Two to
those
four hours.
recommendations are for temperate regions. Nigeria is hot, and
Yeah.
milk, the heat denatures the milk. So anything more than 4 hours, don't give your baby, please. Just discard it. Anything more than 4 hours, you can't. I wouldn't risk it anyway. That's
Yeah.
just me. Anything more than 4 hours, just discard. So in the fridge, it can last for 24 hours. As long as you have ice crystals in your bag, in your storage bag,
Mm.
the milk is still considered frozen. So
As in the
if there
bag
is,
itself. In the bag
yes,
itself
yes.
of milk. Okay.
So
The
if there is no
milk
light
is.
and
Mm-hmm.
there are ice crystals in the bag, then it's still
Yeah.
considered frozen. So you still have time.
Okay.
But once it has
Okay.
thawed completely, then you have to use up within the next 24 hours and discard the rest.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I'm going to dig in more, like this practical thing now. Um, I used to. I was alone, so I had to breastfeed. Then 3 hours later, she has to eat again, right? And in between, I probably want to clean up and all that. As in,
Yeah.
tidy the house, do laundry, and then
Mm.
she open up again. Which time am I going to use to? I devised a method. I got a bra, a pumping bra. So I would breastfeed and pump at the same time. It didn't always work
Ah,
out because I mean, she obviously if she wants to use if she wants to use the other breast.
and babies like
Honestly
to
speaking, now,
twiddle.
do you have any tips for pumping, like practically? Because pumping can take 30 minutes or 20 minutes
For
of
some
your life.
people, even an hour. For some
I'm
people, an
just yeah,
hour. I would
yeah.
advise that you have both an electric and a manual pump. A
Okay,
good manual pump and a very, very good electric pump.
okay,
Now, the advantage of the manual is when there's no lights, you can use the manual.
yeah,
That's the advantage.
yeah,
That's number one. Number two, a pumping bra is extremely essential, especially if you have to pump at work. How are you going to do it? You'll have to be doing so many other things. Even at
yeah,
home, let's
yeah.
forget work now. Even at home, it will save you a lot of time and stress. Instead of
I used to
holding
eat
the
when I was
pump,
pumping.
like instead of having to hold the pump with both your hands, like
Yeah,
even you get tired. But with
yeah.
a pumping bra, you can just attach the flange of the pump to the
Into
bra
the
and continue with whatever you're doing. You can even sweep while you're pumping, honestly.
haba.
No, no, because some pumps come with a clip. You can just clip it to
Oh
your
wow.
cloth, and then you
Okay,
can do whatever it is that you want to do. And I
okay,
know that there are some pumps that come with a clip.
okay.
So maximize what you have. Maximize what you have. If your pump has that function, just clip it on your cloth and then do whatever. I remember I watched one video recently of a mom that was dancing while she was pumping. Like she was really, really moving and it didn't fall
Wow,
off.
wow,
It didn't fall off. So
wow.
maximize what you have. Get a good pump. Of course, you can't do that with the manual. If you have a manual pump, the advantage is I think most manual pumps is just one is single, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's single, so yeah, you're doing that. So or you're doing this.
So so while you are breastfeeding on one side, you can use the manual to pump on the other side. So
Okay,
you can,
okay.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For me, the best time to pump is first thing in the morning. If your baby wakes up 5 o'clock, you wake up 4:30, you pump. After you finish pumping, you breastfeed your baby. What that does is it sends a message to your body that you need more milk. The more you
Yeah.
pump, the more your body gets the message that, oh, this person needs more milk. If you
I'm
don't,
pumping.
your body
Okay.
is not a storage. Your breast don't store milk. It
Mm-hmm.
pumps. It just supplies what you need. So if you
Okay.
don't use it, you lose it.
Okay.
So wake up 30 minutes before baby wakes up. or if he sleeps after he has his bath, whatever time, just make sure he's sleeping. Just try and target that time so you can pump on both breasts. So I
Mm-hmm.
will recommend that you also get a double electric pump, and then a
Okay.
manual if there's no lights. So you can use the manual too.
And some of those electric ones actually come with a battery pack. The one I have has a battery pack, so you can. Why I use it is
Okay.
because I need a step down if I'm connecting directly to
Oh,
electricity. So it has a
true,
battery
true,
pack
true.
that you connect, and I mean I travel with it when I need to.
Okay, okay.
That's
Oh, I
I was
just
going to ask
remembered.
you. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
New
Please.
recommendation states that you should clean your pump pads after every use. So you cannot just put your pump pads in the fridge anymore. The CDC has stated now that you have to clean your
Oh,
pump pads after every use. You can just soak everything in warm soapy water and bring it out. That's it. So it doesn't take so much time.
yeah.
Sterilize once daily, but clean off the milk after every use.
Okay. Because milk is quite like bacteria love yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Not just
Okay.
bacteria, yeast, fungus, everything. It's food, so and it contains proteins and all so many other things that microorganisms love. So
Someone is
try and clean
asking
up.
after every use. After every use.
Yeah, after every
Yeah.
use.
Someone just
Okay,
asked a question.
what's my take on hand expression? Yeah, if you are good at hand expression, yeah, it works too. It works too. I find it very stressful to be honest.
But it's a skill,
It's a
isn't
lot
it a
of work.
skill? It's a
Yes,
skill.
it's a skill. It's a skill. You can watch a lot of videos on YouTube on hand expression. But some people have been able, they don't buy breast pumps and they just hand express and they get a lot of milk. So if you are that skilled, go for it.
Someone is asking, should we just eat well or buy lactation treats? I'm like, go for
Eat
it.
well and buy. Eat well and
Yes.
buy.
Yes, so yes, so yes, so yes,
I
so
always say that lactation treats are it's not magic. You also have to put in the work. Don't just
yes.
expect that after you take cookies or lemonade that milk will just be spurting out. The baby has to demand for the milk. It works like a jump start. Imagine a dead battery. It's not going to just come on now. It needs something to jump start it. So that's what those lactation treats are. They're like a jump start. So
Yeah.
once you've put in the work, then you will definitely find results.
Yeah, and then another thing is I used to use the treats to reward myself. That was what I used to eat in the night when I'm feeding. So it's like I had these like chocolate chip ones. Ah man, I'll just make a
Milk,
nice
yogurt.
hot chocolate or something, and then I'll have my that's just my saving help because I also had sore nipples, so it was like just
Some
rewarding
nipples are the
myself.
worst.
Sorry?
Honestly,
Mm,
I won't wish it for someone else. The pain is out of
yeah,
this world.
yeah. But really,
Like,
honestly, for me, I think I was too anxious because the milk doesn't actually start. Well, some people it does for them. Will start gushing on the first day, but there was colostrum coming up. But I was just so anxious. But the consultant really like, as in, she just
okay,
even I didn't know I wasn't adjusting my pillows very well on my back and like lifting the baby up properly and all that. She just allayed my fears.
knowledge
Yeah.
is power. Knowledge is
Yeah.
power. Hmm. When I started to, before I started breastfeeding Edie, when I was doing all my research, all my friends that were pregnant, I will call all of them and tell them, please read as much as possible about breastfeeding. It's
Yeah.
more important than reading up about your pregnancy, honestly, because this is how your child is going to be sustained for the next 2 years. So you want to ensure that you know every single thing about it. Read as much as possible. And
Yeah.
there's really no excuse for ignorance. There's so many access to books, internet,
Internet.
everything. Use what you have. Read as much as possible. Ask questions. Send
Yeah.
me a DM. I will answer you. Send me at
Yes,
2
so
a.m. I
yes,
will
so
answer your question. Seriously, I am here for you. I'm here to hold your hand, take you through
yeah,
this journey.
yeah,
Too many kids
yeah.
are dying from poor breastfeeding practices in
And
Nigeria. We need to
diarrhea,
change the narrative.
diarrhea.
Honestly, we
Yeah.
need to change the narrative. So,
And your body has been designed by God to
breastfeed.
you can actually do it. It's not it's a lot of commitment. It's not that it's easy. Even with
It's
the
not easy.
support, it's not that it's easy, but the support gives you confidence. The support helps you
Yes.
to persevere. The support
Yeah.
helps you know that you're on the right track and you're, so you can keep on.
Exactly.
And it's actually quite, I actually feel very cool with myself. I know some people may not be able to breastfeed because of some medical conditions, which is understandable. But
Understandable.
imagine that you have given a child nutrition for 6 months by yourself from your body.
I know,
Well,
right?
it's
As
something
in,
else.
it's so
It's something
magical.
else. It's something else.
Yes. Yes.
So I
Yes.
was going to
Yeah.
ask
Yes. So right.
about work, expressing at work. Now there are some offices that obviously will not have a place for you, like a room
A
that
lot
you
of
can go and.
offices don't have.
Yeah, so I was thinking, I mean, at a point I was thinking, okay, if you have those shades, those shades they use for windscreens of
Mm-hmm.
cars, like you can put something like that. And I used my nursing hood. So I fit the flanges on with my bra, with the bra, and then I'll sit in the car with the covering, and then I'll just plug it on.
That makes a
Some
lot
of them
of
even have
sense.
car jacks.
That makes so much sense. I'm even thinking if, for example, for someone who works in customer service, if you have the nursing cover, all you need to do is if you have your batteries, if it's an electric pump,
Yeah.
just wear the cover and you can continue to pump. That makes a lot of
Yes.
sense.
Yes.
Oh,
You probably just go
that
to the
makes so much
restroom,
sense.
just maybe just put it on and change, and then because the
Mm,
cover, my cover is a top. I converted one very big top like this into
maternity
my
top.
nursing cover. So no, it
Okay.
wasn't. It's not really maternity. It's like, what do they call it? It's there's a particular name. The way the top is really big and flowy, so I can easily put it on,
Okay.
and pump like that. What
That
other
makes a lot
questions
of
I want
sense.
to ask you? Oh yeah, I read up online, and they were saying something like when you're thawing, because I think some people have said stuff about maybe on one or two occasions, like maybe the bag getting punctured, and they were advised to thaw the milk
Double it.
inside a container that, I mean, obviously, if anything comes out, decant it back. Now, how to defrost milk? Very important. Please tell us about it.
Yeah, true. That's very, very important. Okay, for example, if you know you're going to use your milk tomorrow, I would
Yeah.
advise that you take it out of the freezer and put it in the fridge. So
Okay.
it will thaw at a controlled temperature. However,
Okay.
if you do not have time for that, you can just put the bag under warm water. Like just
Not hot
run warm
water.
water under. Not
Not
hot,
hot
oh,
water.
not
So
hot, please.
you
Milk
denature
is
the proteins.
yeah, exactly, it will denature the proteins. So warm water, not even cold, warm water.
And it's
You'll
actually
find that
quite
when
fast with warm water.
yes, very, 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 very fast. Especially even if you lie the bags flat. So when you lie it flat, there is a wider surface area for the warm water to act upon. So within 10
Okay.
minutes, 10 15 minutes, everything is stored already. So if you can't
Okay.
put it in a fridge for 24 hours to 4 hours, just put it in, run warm water on it or put it in a bowl of warm water. But you want to
Okay.
ensure that the bag is properly sealed if you are putting it in a bowl of warm water. If not, your liquid gold is gone.
Yeah. But
So
some bags come with double seals, double
like a Ziploc.
yeah, like a ziploc, but they're like two lines. Two
I
lines
get
of
what you're
defense.
saying. I get what
Yeah.
you're saying. Just ensure whatever form your bag comes in, ensure that it's properly closed so you don't lose your milk.
Okay. Okay. So how to prepare before breastfeeding? What should we do?
like while you're pregnant?
No, no, no. Okay, I'm going to ask you about that. Okay, let me just give you an example. For me to breastfeed, when I wanted to pump, for example, I would have a hot shower, and I
Mm.
found that that heat I pumped
Allows
faster.
your milk to
Yes, and also
yes, it
allowed
allows
my
your
milk to
milk
flow. Yes, I
to
mean, apart
flow
from the fact that
better.
it made me feel better. I mean, the first
Every
six
time you
weeks.
had to breastfeed, you took a shower.
No, no, no. Like, I mean, sorry, like in the morning, or
Oh,
if I want to pump,
oh, okay.
right? If I want to
Okay.
pump and I'm in a bit of a hurry, I would use a. I mean, this was before I. There's something else I discovered. I would use a warm towel. You know.
To compress
Um.
your
Yes, yes. Before, and I found that it was.
breast compressions actually help a lot. So you can use like you mentioned, a warm cloth. So you take a cloth and put it in warm water and continue to compress.
Yeah.
It helps to relieve clogs and
Improve your
anything else that might
circulation.
impede your milk flow.
Mm-hmm.
So you can either have a hot shower, just like you said,
Mm-hmm.
or you can use a hot or you can use
Compress.
a yes, hot compress.
Yeah.
So to help. Or you can also
Yeah.
use your hand to just feel around. That also helps. Some people have sworn by breast compresses with their hands. Like it makes the milk gush. I have never tried it before, to be honest, so I can't say, but I know a lot of people that have said that breast compress, that when they want to pump, they just feel around
Compress.
their breast a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and they can pump a lot of milk in like 10 minutes. So you can do that as well.
So Lansino has this gel pads that you can heat up and put in a sleeve, and then it fits around the pump, around the breast pump. You can put it into the pumping bra,
Oh,
and then it helps. At least if this is now, if you're at work, you can just, if there's a microwave in the office, or you just have a flask of hot water, you can put it in, and then use it to put it in your bra so that you can pump faster. I was going to
oh,
ask a question. Now it skipped my mind. Um, Now your treats. What exactly do you have? I was begging you. I begged you before this call. Everybody, come and hear. I begged Bariam. I said, please, you want to do something for us? Send for me now. I didn't send something for me now. I finished her
please.
treats in. I think, how many treats are there in the bag?
12.
Cookies, 12. I ate them in 24 hours.
You tried. The-
Okay. So what
Some
what
people
treats
have
do you
finished
have
it
apart
in
from
one
milk?
sitting. You tried. It lasted 24
Oh,
hours. You
are you
tried. You
serious?
tried.
Oh, nice.
You have a lot of willpower.
Okay.
Okay, so our treats. So we have cookies.
Okay.
We have
What flavor
lemonade.
do the cookies come in?
We have cookies. We have lemonade. We have granola. Whatever choice you make, they all work. And they all
Okay.
contain different things. So depending on how bad you want to increase your supply.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So if it's just for working moms, I always recommend granola because it's every single thing in the granola helps to increase your milk production.
And you can take it
However,
to work.
yes, you can take it to work. You can. It's very portable. You can take it with milk. You can take it with yogurt. You can take it ordinarily. Now, sorry,
Ah,
my son is
yogurt.
awake.
Okay,
Sorry.
so finish. You have lemonade,
Yeah, we
you
have
have
lemonade. We
granola, and
have
then the cookies. Peanut
yes,
butter cookies and
and chocolate
chocolate
chip.
chip cookies.
Whichever one you want. They taste
Nice.
amazing.
They taste
For
amazing.
real.
I
For
can
real.
attest to that.
My son would eat like four in one sitting. It tastes amazing. And they're mostly oats, so they're healthy as
Yeah,
well.
healthy. So how
Mm-hmm.
do we store if we get treats from you? How can we make them last
Last longer.
last yeah.
And for the granola, it comes in a jar. So just
Okay.
take what you need and then seal it back. But the cookies, I'd recommend putting it in the freezer. Oh my god, have you ever tried eating frozen cookies?
No.
Oh my goodness. Ah, you should try it. Okay, now I'm thinking about sending you cookies because you've not tried
Yes.
it
Let me tell you what I want in my box. I want peanut butter, six of them, and then six chocolate chip. Okay. Now, oh, how someone's asking how they can get the treats.
Oh, you can
Send
send me a
Miriam
DM.
DM.
Send me a DM. Send me a DM
Mhm.
after
Do
the
you
live
deliver
video.
out of Lagos?
I'm working on that. Like I'm
Okay.
really, really, really working on that. Abuja moms, honestly, you guys have just been so amazing. Every single week, I receive nothing less
Wow.
than 5 orders from Abuja, and it
Wow.
breaks my heart every time I have to tell them that delivery to Abuja is 2,500.
Wow.
So I finally found someone, although I can't announce her yet. But I found
Mhm.
someone because we're still working out some things. But by
Okay.
this weekend, my treat will be in Abuja, God willing. So Abuja moms can get it.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
For other states, I'm still working on it. Still working on it. Just be patient,
Mhm.
please. I'm
Okay.
working really hard. I'm the
She's very
CEO, house
resourceful.
girl, cleaner, baker, everything. So it's a lot of work.
I
It's a lot of
know.
work.
Well
It's a lot
done.
of work.
Well done. Well
Just be
done.
patient, please.
Well done. Well done. Well done. Okay, so okay, this is just a random question. Someone has told me before, oh, that the reason why they stopped breastfeeding after 3 months, and they had to go back to work was because, okay, obviously they'll get engorged at work because they didn't pump at work, which is understandable. And then when they go home, the milk was sour. As in, I've traveled before and come back and breastfed my baby in 24 hours. And she did not go like, my friend, this milk is not fresh. She didn't say anything like that. So what's that all about? Is it possible for milk that is stored in your breast to get sour?
It's honestly, oh my god, where do we get all these things from? Where? I don't even understand. You didn't taste the milk. How did you know it went sour? It's a myth. Please. It's a ridiculous myth, in fact. Uh-uh. She probably just thought regular milk, if you don't use it, if it's left
Yeah,
open, it goes sour, and she just
yeah,
applied that to your breast milk. Your
yeah,
breast is not open. It will always
yeah,
keep your breast milk warm. Even if you don't breastfeed for the whole day and you come back
yeah,
at night to breastfeed, it will still be warm. So there's nothing like your breast milk being sour. Nothing like that,
yeah,
please. Absolutely nothing like that.
yeah,
But
yeah. And
that's a ridiculous myth.
there's another one I've heard. Okay, I was just trying to think through some of the interesting messages I've heard people say. But I mean, just more or less, breastfeeding is not easy, but it is very fulfilling. You just have to persevere, and if for any reason you can't breastfeed your baby because of medical conditions, it's not, as in, don't even kill yourself as well, about because
Honestly, don't,
the
don't,
the,
don't at all.
the
Don't.
stress on
Don't
your
let
for your
anybody
mental health
make
and for
you
your milk
feel
supply.
guilty. You know, I
Yeah,
always tell people, I would always preach that you should breastfeed. In fact, I will
yeah.
tell you upfront, breastfeed for 2 years. I'm going to do it. My mom thinks I'm joking, but I'm actually going to breastfeed my son for 2 years. I'm going to do
How
it,
old
and
is
I would
how
always
long have you done for now?
14 months.
Okay,
So I
okay.
have I
Uh-uh.
have
Wait,
eight
wait, sorry.
10 months
When
to
did you
go.
have your baby?
Last year,
March? March.
April 19.
I have my baby in April on the 27th.
Are you for
Wow.
real?
Yes.
That's nice.
Nice. Also, okay.
Yes. Someone is saying 2 years. Wow, it's a lot of work, but
Yeah.
honestly, it helps. It helps. The WHO says at least 2 years or more. At least 2 years or more. So 2 years is even child's play. To be honest, 2 years is child's play. You need to know that breast milk is it's more than food to your child. It's love. It's medicine.
guys. I don't know what happened. Let me see if I can get her back. Hi. Hello. Hi. So sorry. I don't know what. I'm so sorry for the break in transmission. Let me try and get Miriam back. Okay, she's back. Let me just add her up. Okay. Hi, I'm
Would you
so
believe
sorry.
1 hour is gone already?
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Wow.
so it's capped at 1 hour.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. No wonder. I thought it was something I did. I'm so sorry.
Same here. Okay.
Okay,
I'm really
so
enjoying this chat.
honestly, but you have something special for mummies. Let's just wait for at least maybe I think we had up to 12 people before. Let's just wait for some more people to come on.
Okay. So I was saying
Yeah.
that
Mm,
you should breastfeed for at least 2 years. Like I told my
okay.
mom I'm going to breastfeed my son for 2 years, and she was just looking at me like, okay,
With side
you
eye.
soon give up.
Like
You
we
soon
shall
give
see.
up. But I'm actually going to do that. He has started biting me, but we're pushing through. We're pushing through. Because breast milk, the benefits are lifelong. It benefits every single family member. It will save you costs. The first time I had to take my son to the hospital was the week I stopped exclusive breastfeeding. I kid you not. The week
Wow.
he turned 6 months, when I started to give him solids, that was the first time he fell ill. And since then, he has only fallen ill once. My son has never had diarrhea before, ever, ever. And it's breast milk. He still feeds like 10 times a day, oh, and he
Wow.
takes solids as well. It's not easy. It's not easy at all, but I'm committed to it, so I'm
Mm,
definitely going to do it. So get what I hope to do is to create a support network for women who
okay.
breastfeed in Nigeria. So if you have a
Okay.
group of other like-minded women who are encouraging you and cheering you on to
Yeah.
breastfeed, I hope that it will make things easier. That was why I actually started with the Facebook group. But it
Okay.
wasn't like I didn't have as much a response as I did on Instagram. Like all
Instagram.
the moms in Nigeria just ran to Instagram.
I think because of the pictures and all that, people. I think
True,
cause it's pictures, it's more visual.
true,
Maybe
true,
I don't
true.
know. I don't know.
I don't know why too, but I'm still going to work on my Facebook group because
Okay.
it can connect millions of people.
And have like a forum, like
Yes,
because the
so you
chats
can.
on this thing are just DMs on Instagram are just
Mm,
DMs.
yeah. So other people can even learn from your own problem. So you can
Yes.
post whatever struggle you are on, and then other people can contribute and can make their own contributions as well. So
Yeah.
that's what I hope to do. But I have only 24 hours. People that do all these things, I don't know how to do it. Honestly, I don't know how because my 24 hours just goes in a
So
flash.
fast, so
I'm
fast,
trying, though. I'm trying.
so
But
fast. You're
that's
doing a
what I
great
hope.
job, though.
Oh,
You're
thank
doing a
you.
great job.
So are you, by the way?
Thank you. So we have 4 people. I know it's be difficult to get um it's be difficult to get everybody back because they've actually done one now. They've tried. So
They tried.
yeah um we need to reward all the lovely ladies that stuck it with us and came back. Well, not all of them, one
True.
of them. So
I was
do
just
you
going
want
to
to
say
tell
all.
us? Oh, really? Okay. So because I just thought, hurry, hurry, the mama will come. So what do
Oh,
you
okay.
have?
So if you're a mom here, how do we know people that are here right now? Oh, okay, I
I
can
can see
see.
them. I can see their names. Yeah,
So
and I'm going to go to see
Ari,
them later as well after the
there are just three people.
practical. Okay.
Ari, Rihanna, MJ, and Z Impeccable. So you guys have just won yourselves free lactation cookies. But
Hey,
delivery will
Vivian
be
is
on
here.
you
Did you
though.
see them?
Yeah, I can see
Did you
them.
see her? Okay, okay, all right. Awesome. Mm-hmm.
So
So,
three people have just won lactation cookies.
nice.
But you might
Okay,
have
then,
to come and pick up or pay for
Auntie,
delivery. But the cookies are free.
okay, okay. Thank you
Don't
so
worry,
much.
we'll chat in the DM.
Yeah, all right. So thank you guys. The chat will be up for 24 hours, and I'm going to try and record it and put it on YouTube so that you all the nuggets of information, we have them stored up, and you can watch it again later. Thank you so much. God bless you, Miriam. Thank you so much
You
for sharing your
too. I
story,
enjoyed this so
for giving
much.
us
Thank
updates.
you.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
having me here.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for
No, no,
making this
no. Thank
so
you so
awesome.
much.